Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have an interesting topic for today's show, in which it is the New York City mayor's speech today about giving the NYPD permission to have homeless people be placed in involuntary hospitalization made many mental health advocates very mad. So let's get right into this. Um, I was really disappointed today in the New York City mayor, and because first of all, his his speech that he gave today was not the proper approach at all. It was not uh, stipulated correctly, and the plan that he has, the plan that he wants to have active, of giving the NYPD permission to have homeless people be placed in involuntary hospitalization is just wrong. It is wrong. See, because of the simple fact that unless if the person is acting erratically or violently and is a threat to themselves or to others, you know, then it's not right to be placing them in involuntary hospitalization. You know, I could understand if the person is acting violently or erratically and is a threat to themselves or to or to other people, then fine. Then yes, those people should be placed in involuntary hospitalization. But if a person is not acting erratically or violently, nor is a threat to themselves or anybody else, then they should not be placed in involuntary hospitalization. And especially because of the fact that, I'm sure that there's many of my fans out there who don't know that if a person is placed in involuntary hospitalization, then only the court can say when that person can be discharged back into society again. Even if a doctor would say, yes, I think that he or she is ready to go back into society, if a court does not feel like that, then that person will not be placed back into society. And um and here's another fact. If a person is kept in a hospital for long periods of time, uh, then the hospital gets paid more money for that person. Okay, they keep getting money for that person that they're keeping there, and it's been a known fact that um, the courts basically never give a permission for a person to be discharged back into society. It's a very rare thing that they give the permission. Um, and unfortunately, a lot of people are wrongfully kept in involuntary hospitalizations. And here's another thing: the NYPD is not trained nor equipped to diagnose a person with mental illness. The only thing that the NYPD can do is stipulate that how a person is reacting. The NYPD approaches the destination that they're called to, and if a person is not acting right or whatever, then NYPD just stipulates what they witness, you know, and um, the NYPD that they don't have a mental health doctor and therapist, in there, you know, and to go on the calls with the police officers, to determine if a person is to be diagnosed with mental illness or whatever. So they're not properly trained to deal with people with mental illness. They're not. The NYPD is just not trained and equipped to deal with that, and the NYPD cannot rightfully make a diagnosis on people, and so again, there's just a lot of holes with the New York City mayor's plan about dealing with the homelessness, about dealing with homeless people, and it's not a well thought out plan at all. And his speech today was not done correctly either. He did not approach this correctly at all. And when a person is an elected official and is in the public eye, and in front of the camera, the news media camera, whatever that elected official says, verbatim, word for word, that's what the people go by. They go by the exact words that the elected official says. People do not go and say, well, we should read in between the lines of what the person is saying. No, they only go by what the exact words that the elected official is saying, and that's it. And so I was really disappointed today in the New York City mayor's speech about dealing with homeless people and giving permission for the NYPD to have homeless people be placed in involuntary hospitalization. And so this is the time where mental health advocates are now going to be stepping up and contacting the mayor and his office and his administration, and to stipulate that if a person is acting violently and erratically and is a threat to him or herself or others, then yes, those people can be placed in involuntary hospitalizations. But if the person is not acting erratically or violently and is not a threat to him or herself or others, then it's not right to be placing them in involuntary hospitalizations, and that there is a better way to helping them get the proper benefits that they desperately need. And so this is where mental health advocates, like myself included, step up and we, to contact the mayor and his office and to discuss this. And, when you're dealing with any situation, everybody's got to be present at the table, and all the cards have to be placed out on the table, and to listen to one another and to come up with a proper solution. And that's the way of doing things correctly, not the way that the New York City mayor uh, did it, and with his plan that he would like to see be placed into action, and definitely not his speech today either. It was just all wrong in so many ways, and um, so it was really disappointing today with hearing the New York City mayor speak, and it was really disappointing. And he's got a lot of mental health advocates and organizations and so on and so forth really mad, and um, so it just has to be done correctly. If you're going to do something, just do it the right way. And I understand that uh, more than most likely the mayor and his office was really overwhelmed with a lot of people and probably other elected officials and dealing with homelessness and stuff like that. So that's maybe why he just threw this plan out there and whatever, uh and just did it that way, just to say, hey, listen, I'm dealing with it, and stuff like that. And but it's not done the proper way at all. It, absolutely not. And neither was his speech. Neither was his speech. And so now uh, he's going to be, will have no other choice but to be meeting with mental health advocates and stuff like that, and to really work on this the proper way. And so eventually this will be worked out, and hopefully soon. And because right now with his plan, it's not going to work out at all, and it's going to be met with a lot of backfire. And hopefully he'll retract on his plan. Hopefully he'll walk back his plan and listen to the mental health advocates and mental health organizations and stuff like that, and to work this thing out properly. You know, so but anyways, I wanted to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. And you guys could check out all the products on there. All the products that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. And I also wanted to mention one other thing. There's another section on there. There's another product page on there uh, in regards to the fact that my husband is an author, and his new book is placed on the website as well for people to purchase. And so I wanted to mention that, and hopefully maybe when he finishes his next book, maybe he should be placing that on that page as well, so you guys can check that out too. And I also wanted to remind all my fans out there uh, about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that is AIHNY.com. You guys can check out all the pages on there. And on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products and they're up for sale on there. Also, on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the links to the 2 books that I wrote. And if you guys follow those links, you guys could check out and purchase both my books as well. And before I go, I don't know if I mentioned this, but in regards to today's topic, just in case if I didn't mention it, I want to make sure I mention it, that it's a known fact that for each person that a hospital keeps inside the hospital gets more money for that hospital. And the odds of the court discharging the person and letting that person come back into society is very, very rare. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that because I forgot if I mentioned it or not. So, but anyways, and so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.